Hey, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Hi. Yeah, of course.
First timer over here.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it, but we'll see.
You know what's interesting about you're 18, right?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the 19. Is that like younger people? Like I've had like big famous TikTokers on here that are like 1 million views and blah, and they're like their podcasts do like not a lot because it's like, but then the older people crush because like they're all their families and friends are like they'll watch the whole thing and like TikTokers, it's like if I don't chop it up like.
If it's not a 15-second clip.
If it's not 15 seconds, people don't care. This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor, puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy $1 million house or a fixer-upper, make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show. So why don't you tell everyone who you are?
I'm Michaela Torres, and
right in the mic.
okay.
There you go.
My name is Michaela. This is my mom. She's been on here before. But we recently started a jewelry company. It's called Alohi Nei, and it's just been our family of 6. Yeah.
Nice.
We've been working small pop-ups, and we've done a couple online sales, but we're trying to grow our following and get that going.
For sure. So how'd you come up with the name?
The name was actually my dad. There's a Hawaiian song, and it says Alohi Nei in it, and it translates to "this shines" in Hawaiian. And this is where we discovered the jewelry in Hawaii too, so we were kind of intertwining it together. And then the singer's last name is Torres too, so my dad was like, it just goes hand in hand. There
perfect.
We go.
Yeah, it's perfect. Before the podcast, we were talking about how like you guys have kind of grown up. Obviously, I know your parents are big real estate people down in the Myriad area, so if you know anyone looking to buy or sell in Myriad, please give them a call.
Call us.
Please give her a call. We'll put her information below.
Hearthstone Homes.
But like, you know, it's crazy because it's like that is such like running a small business and that entrepreneur stuff. So you're now trying to start your own business.
Right.
Has it helped you seeing your parents kind of go through it over the years to kind of see the ins and out of running your own company?
Yeah, so even before we started doing jewelry, like my parents had me doing a couple of posts for theirs, and so I've been working with them for a really long time, and so I've seen how tolling it can be to have your own business, and I've seen how there's never really a day off. And so I feel like since I've seen how they work and how like much of a go-getters they are, I've kind of tried to apply that into the jewelry and just carry on what they've taught me.
Is it like a competition now at the house?
Yeah.
Where you're like, you know, like it's
She's
so.
like, stop stealing the jewelry, Mom. I'm like, how do you think we sell it?
Yeah,
People
exactly.
see it, they want to buy it.
And you're like, Mom, you don't take your own stash. Rule number 1, right?
Everything I'm wearing, I went into her room to get
I
jewelry.
believe it. Well, our 15-year-old daughter, I swear to God, like I'll be sleeping and she'll come in, take all like, I'm like, and then she'll be all mad if someone goes into her room. I'm like, what? Like, can we get a 2-way street here?
Hey, we're walking advertisements for the jewelry, right?
So what is it about jewelry that kind of, you know, I feel like you got to have some passion for something, especially if you know you're going to have to do it every single day. So what is it about jewelry that kind of got the blood flowing for you? Because you could have picked anything.
Right. Well, I feel like it was more of like a memory thing tied in with this. We had seen this jewelry in Kauai. We'd gone there, I think the first time was 6 years ago. And we all like fell in love with it. Every time we went, our favorite thing to do was like, oh, we can't wait to go and see the jewelry and pick out our pieces and take it home. And it was, I don't know, we always looked forward to it. And so we were just waiting to bring it here. And we finally...
Talking about being resilient, like just not stopping, I guess, is
Right.
Mike just would ask her, when are you gonna sell it to us? When are you gonna sell it to us? And then in May she was
So
like,
your dad was really pushing you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he kept asking the girl, he was like, the family loves this, we want to bring it. And because even our family, we would go, and if it was someone's birthday, we would pick up a few pieces, and every time everyone loved it. So we were like, there's a demand for it, but it's not out here yet. So it was kind of just that.
And what do you think it finally made the family kind of allow you guys to start selling it over here? Just pestering them?
Probably.
Okay. They're like,
Bugging them enough.
They're like, I'd be like, now I know why your dad does well in real estate. He just
Have a
keeps
vision,
calling until they say no.
12 touches.
Yeah, 12 touches in a row. So how long have you been doing this?
So we got our first order, I believe, in the beginning of September. So the very beginning of September, right when we got it in, it was just taking pictures of all the jewelry and trying to get posts up. And then we launched our Instagram, and we have about like 150 followers.
And not
right now.
as in we, that's Michaela.
Yeah.
She's done.
I was gonna say I don't see. Yeah, I've been hounding your parents for years about social media, so don't be putting we. Okay, we both know the truth over here. You know what? I'm gonna give you something right now. Like you say, like, oh, only 150. But like the biggest mistake I ever made in social was like doing campaigns to like get more followers. Like if I could go back, I would stay to like 6,000. Like right now I'm actually, here's something I'm doing right now too. It's just, on the real estate side, I'm deleting everyone from real estate on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Because
okay.
I'm not seeing any of people that live in this area that I can connect with. I just see real estate. So I'm just deleting everyone. So you're 150, who cares? But if they're 150 of like true hardcore fans, like that will buy your stuff every single week, like too many people think it's followers. Too many people.
Yeah, we luckily have a really big family that is always supporting us. I mean, our last event was a sip and shop at our house, and it was just family and friends, and it was our best event, or best just amount of transactions in such a small time, just because it was people who really do like care about us and want to support us. And like, yes, they love the jewelry, but it is about the people that you surround yourself with that'll help you get far. And so that was really exciting to see, and we're trying to get more into our community so we can build that following rather than just people from everywhere. Like, of course we want that, but if we can have, like you were saying, like the few
core
people,
group,
that will keep just pushing for you and keep, I mean, most of our followers was, I made a video of the jewelry and then just tagged all our family so they could share it, and that's where everything came in.
Nice. So you're 19 years old. A lot of your friends are obviously not running businesses. So how do you handle that issue of like hanging out and doing fun things with your friends and them not understanding that you have to work because you're trying to start a company? So how do you handle that balance at your age?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, don't have very many friends, but
she was a COVID kid.
I was a COVID kid, and then that was half of my sophomore year, all of my junior year of high school, and then senior year I moved to a new high school, so was starting off not knowing anybody. So met my boyfriend there, so I just hang out with him.
Oh, wow.
Hang out with the family.
Cousins.
Yeah, I hang out with my cousins. But I feel like it's also been a good thing because I've been able to go so far with this, or just push as much as I've been able to push. And yeah, I like that I'm able to make it a priority. I feel like even if I did have like a group to hang out with, I still would want to make it a priority just because I believe in it so much and I really enjoy it. So
yeah. I think what's awesome too is I know she shared with us what her big vision is with this, and I don't know if she's ready to share it, but she does have a very big dream and goal with this, and so I think that's something that she holds on to.
Yeah. So what made you want to? So is it the reason I asked that question is because so many people underestimate how much work it really takes.
Right.
Because like we were talking before the podcast, like, oh, everyone thinks like it's like everything you see in this little window of social media and like nothing else behind it.
Right.
So for you, like you're so young, and I know it's even hard for people like that are my age. I'm 36. I've been doing this for a while, like to have a schedule. So for you, do you work schedule every single day, or is it just as it comes in, or how have you really structured your day?
So I am a full-time student at Palomar, so I have a couple in-person classes, but the days that I have off, it's like last Wednesday I was out in Carlsbad just going from business to business and being like, hey, do you guys rent space? Like, would you be interested in collaborating with us or just carrying our jewelry in the store? And it's a lot of the time like nothing will come from it because people are just not interested in something like that. But I talked to a lady that owns a storefront there and a storefront in Old Town Vista, and so I kind of talked to her a little bit, and she was like, come in, like I've been where you are trying to just get my stuff into places, and it's hard, but she was really open to talking to me about it, so that was something good that came from that. And then just emailing people all the time, even if I don't get a response, I'm still bugging them. I'm like,
sitting with the mayor of San Marcos. Like,
what?
How awesome. It's a 19-year-old to go take the mayor of San Marcos to coffee.
Yeah, I talked to her, and then she introduced me to the event director and coordinator for the Chamber of Commerce in San Marcos. So we were able to get into the Harvest Festival just like through connections. I'm starting to understand how important connections are.
I swear to God, like the more I think about it, the more like of all the coaching and all the systems, and it's like every deal or every big thing that's ever happened, it's like because I knew someone that could make a call for me.
Right.
Like that's all that. Like it's insane how that really is what it comes down to.
Yeah. And our kids have been pounding the pavement since they were like 3 and 4 years old.
That's called child labor laws.
Door knocking with us. We're like, aren't they cute? Do you want to feed our family?
You know, that's not fair. I haven't had kids to do that with. You know what I mean? Like I need to get like I'm gonna make my kids start going like, hey guys, just so you know, you're gonna start doing that. But like I love how everyone's like posting photos with baby. I told Jessica that I'm like, maybe we need to have a kid. Like, you think that would help my sales go up if I had a child? You know, I think it would. I really do.
You know what though? I think that's what helps instill that in them though from a young age. They're pounding the pavement, they're door knocking, they think it's fun when they're little, but it's
because really, you don't know what rejection is back then.
But it teaches them like it's okay, you know, like it's fun to see her, you know, go out there and do things that I wouldn't want to do. I don't even want to do it now. Shops. I don't want to knock on doors.
I don't want to bang on no doors. For you, so you're trying to get some storefronts, or is that the next step? You think?
I mean, we really would love to, but it's also the type of thing because I work in a boutique too, and sometimes it's like, well, how often is this really moving? Because you think about it, and a lot of people online shop now. So it's one of those things too where we kind of have to weigh it out. And the events have been really fun. And I think hosting our own events, I reached out to the library in our community and was just saying like, hey, we would love to hold an event with you just to connect with our community more.
Hearthstone Homes will host it.
Yes. Just trying to get in tight with our community, I think. I went to my school hosted like a women's conference for women entrepreneurs, and they were just talking. There was a panelist or like 3 panelists, and we were talking to them, and they were just saying you always have to surround yourself with people who know more than you, and you have to be super close with your community because those are the people who are going to push for you. So I'm trying to take that and just work on that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only change now is like online community.
Yeah.
Like the digital community now is like so crazy, and you can get such a following. You can get so many people that like just buy into your stuff. And so for anyone thinking about like, okay, like what is the price range of your product that you kind of fit in?
I'd say, well, we have some higher end products like this, but then all of these bracelets are like $9. So it's a
from
big
$9
range.
to $175.
Okay.
So it doesn't break the bank.
Yeah. So that thing's what, $175?
This is $175.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this one is like $35. So it just ranges.
But the bread and butter are the bracelets.
The $9 bracelets.
The bracelets have been
$15.
going.
Just like turn and burn.
Yeah.
They come in and they're like, oh, $9. And all of a sudden they're buying 6 of them to stack because they're all stackable bracelets. So
yeah. So that's been exciting. I mean, our last event, we were worried because some people were canceling. So we were like, uh-oh. And we had placed an order for our next shipment of jewelry. And we were just like, well, it's just in case. I mean, we could always use more inventory. But now we're like, thank goodness we did that because we just sold out of so many of our products. Like, that was needed. The order was needed. It wasn't just well, hopefully it'll
So they
sell.
make it over there in Hawaii and then they ship you the product, or do you make it over here? Both?
no, we don't make it. But
we don't
over
make
here.
it.
However, she's been able to have some prototypes made. So she's been able to design some jewelry and send it and have prototypes made. And so
So you're going to start your own line or what?
I feel like that's a really big goal for me. I would really love to do that. I had sent her over like inspiration pictures and kind of talked to her about what I like about it, and then she just sent a prototype over and she's like, what do you think about this? And so
we're having men's bracelets designed right
Wow.
now.
So we're trying to grow it and have it not just be buying and selling, more of personalized to us. And so I'm really
we've
hoping.
done apparel.
Yeah, we've done apparel.
Which-
Alohi Nei.
And that sold out the very first show.
Yeah,
Like
so
we
all
had.
of the like mustard crop tops sold out super fast. We sold a couple other ones, and
The sweater sold.
yeah, sweaters sold. So that was exciting because the first time we had an event, it was a church event, and our family was just wearing like black ones, like V-necks, and it was just our family that had them. And then all these teachers were like, we would wear them, like you need to sell, like, because your logo's cute, like we'll all wear it.
It works.
Yeah.
So is your clientele, what do you think your perfect clientele is? Is it women, obviously, for right now? Is
Right.
it like 18 to 50? What do you think it is?
I feel like maybe like mid-20s and up right now.
Although the young little girls love our little stackable bracelets.
Yeah, the girls love them. But I feel like all the events we've been to have been like women's events or like the Harvest Festival was all ages, but it was more like, older women have the money to spend on jewelry. So I feel like that's definitely been our
But the 25 and
demographic.
up, for sure.
Yeah.
How's your social game going?
Social media, so we tried an Instagram ad for the first time.
How'd that go?
I get in
And-
trouble. She tells me my posts are ugly. So I don't get to do it.
Well-
Only her.
I made them, not the mistake, because we like how it looks, but the first couple posts were all done with like a nice like cinema style camera. So then when you go from that to just like regular iPhone pictures, it like, I don't know, it messes up how
It looks.
it looks, like how our profile looks. And so I've been trying to balance like obviously working the pop-ups, but then also taking the time to step aside and take the photos and the videos because
the pop-up?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been, I feel like the trickiest part. I just need to get more on top of being consistent with content that I'm getting up. There will be times
But it's a
where
group
it's like,
effort. Her boyfriend's doing...
yeah.
So you suck your boyfriend into doing it?
Yeah, he came to our last event and I was like, here, take the camera. Like, I'll show you how to do it. Just,
So you shoot on camera? Not
Yeah.
on an iPhone?
no. So everything's on camera except for our stories will be on my iPhone.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's he feeling? Did you do a good job or no?
Yeah, he actually did a really good job because
That's
he's never used like a camera like that or anything. And so I just walked him through it. I was like, autofocus, your best friend. You just gotta.
I get super nervous. Like, Adrian won't be able to go to stuff, my video guy, and I'll be like, all right, like I'll go with his camera and I'm like looking and it's like super like because he shoots like all in like raw and all. I'm like, can I get auto everything? Like, can I just get auto something? And then I'm like, and then I give him the film. I'm like, please be usable. And he'll be like, yeah, I can make a 60-second reel, not a 90-second. So.
Right.
So why do you struggle with consistency? You think you just need to make it more important, or
I feel like
schedule it out, or
yeah, I probably do need to schedule it out or just go really hard when I'm home for the weekends because during the week I'm at my grandma's for school. So I feel like that's when it gets tricky because everything is back home. Like I need to at least take something to my grandparents' house so I can have something to shoot. So I feel like that's been the hardest thing to balance. And then every weekend we've had a pop-up. So that's also been hard.
She was only supposed to book 5 a month, and now I think we're at 6 just until the end of this month.
I think we're over that. I mean, one weekend we have 3 events back to back. So yeah, I'm trying to balance just like trying to crank out edits and take video of everything, but also while talking to people. And it's kind of hard too when you're having a big camera and people are like, oh.
See, that's why we don't. You know what? That's why we used to do a vlog and we stopped because of that. People got so weirded out by the big camera,
right?
That now we'll shoot just on iPhones, because it's not as weird. It's like almost like accepted. Because people get super intimidated when like a big camera comes out. They're like, I don't want to be on video. It's like, you're not. Trust me. Like,
it's just your hands going through the
like,
jewelry.
We're just not even like it's not like don't worry, we won't put you on there. But that's the one thing that kind of sucks for us. Like we would love to story tell more, but a lot of my clients don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
So it's
the
like
same way.
we want to you know, because everyone says like, oh, share the stories, tell like reviews, whatever, and then like. I can't get someone to like go on camera. They're like, no, I'm like nervous. I don't want to be. I mean, you know, even people walking in here, it's like they know they're coming to do a podcast and they're like super nervous to come on. So that's cool. We do everything. We're actually going to shift. We used to do every Monday we would shoot videos, but now we're just going one day a month.
Oh, okay.
Because same thing happens. Like you get busy and things are happening and this, and then you're like, oh man, I haven't shot like in a week or 2 weeks.
There's actually something cool I heard. The lady that she sold most of her majority share, but she started Spanx.
Oh, okay.
And she said now she's developing a new product. So what she's doing is bucketing her days, right? So like Mondays are just for shooting or whatever, and Tuesdays is for trying on apparel, and Wednesdays is for her other business. And so that's something we're taking.
You have
our
to do
business
it.
too.
I think that's something I've learned is like you have to do everything in one day, and then like then schedule it out.
Yeah.
Because it's too much.
Yeah, it's hard to like shoot every day.
You can't shoot every day. It's like you get burnt out. I think mentally you gotta like people go like, why do you only do podcasts on Tuesdays? I'm like, because if I was doing them like every day, I'd rather to go 5 in one day.
Right.
Because I'm in that mindset of like doing this. Like and then I get warmed up and then it's like if it was like one here and then one there and then it's too much. It's like you gotta focus.
Yeah, for sure. It's just school and this has been my biggest
You know I can't waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can't waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can't waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
So what are you going to school for?
So my major is multimedia design. So luckily I've been taking classes to do all the video and photography, which is nice because I know that it'll be of like somewhat good quality, and then we don't need someone else to shoot all of this for us. Like I have it all in my own hands, but then that's also a little stressful sometimes.
I'll tell you this, you will hire someone to shoot.
Yeah, probably.
Like people always ask that about Adrian. They're like, why do you have him? I'm like, I can't do it. Like I can't shoot and edit, and like I've tried it and it doesn't come out as good. I'd rather just pay someone to do it.
It pulls you away from
what really makes you money, you know? And like that's the hard thing is where it's like that balance.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, especially the last at the Harvest Festival, I wasn't able to make it because I had work. And
do you have a job too?
Yeah, so I have a job on top of that, and then. But it was just my parents there, and my dad was like, "Oh no, don't worry, I'll take pictures. You'll have content." And then he's like, "Well, we were talking to people the whole time, so there's no content." And I was like,
"It goes
okay,
back to
great."
those connections, though, right? Like the connections are so important. Networking.
Yeah, content is just the biggest, especially because it's so big. Like if you don't have, I don't know, like a social media. Even we'll apply for pop-ups and they're like, "We'll send us your Instagram." Yeah. We don't want you there if you don't have a good Instagram.
I'll be frank, you're lucky your parents know me because I'm the same way. Like I've had people come on or people ask to come on and I'll be like, "Okay, well send me like your Instagram so I can like see like more about you."
Right.
And then like I'll go on there and there's nothing. And I'm like, I can't what am I gonna talk about here? Like I don't even know anything about you or so it's true, like you have to set this, like it's almost like the new not application, new what's the word, like resume. Like it's your new digital resume. Like here, what's your company, what you represent, and what people don't get is non-posting is also brand. It means you're inconsistent.
I know. I need to get on it because there was one day where it was like 5 days in between a post, and I was like, "Uh-oh." It was midterm week, but it was.
You need to, use a system called Hero Post. It's like lifetime's like $180 for the whole time. I think they've never. I haven't raised the price, and you just schedule all your posts out.
Yeah.
So I just I do that. Like I just schedule one day a month. I just go and because I'll do like my filler posts, like B-roll, whatever post I can post, and then fill it in with like everything that's going on when I can.
Yeah, definitely.
So at least it's something.
I need to balance that for sure. And then I feel like even the social media, I've been so focused on that our website, I'm like, I need to add more product. We have half of what we have on the website just because I've been so like worried about that, and then also working events.
Stop, because I think what she's hard on herself, but she's doing the right things. She's making the connections and going out there and scheduling the events to get the product out in front of the public.
Yeah.
And so don't be so hard on yourself.
I will say I like the mindset. I like that's something that that people underestimate, like how driven you have to be.
Right.
Because it's like that where like sometimes I'll be sitting here and I'll be like, what are we gonna do for 2024? Like it's like, dude, it's October 10th. I'm like, I know, but like we got to start like getting the wheels in motion. And what are we lacking on? And it's almost a sickness. It really is.
Well, we know in our industry.
Yeah,
right? It's like if you start today, you're not going to see the fruits of your labor for 30, 60, 90 days.
And then I get upset, like same thing with like posting. Like someone DM me one time and I was like on a business account that on Facebook I didn't get notified, and it was like, do you do this? I'm like, oh my god, dude. I'm like, dang it, I just missed an opportunity. And it's like this sickness that we have.
I'm like, well, I want to do more of this and this, and I'm like, okay, but I also have to balance all of this stuff. And I don't know
what so you have a job. Where do you work?
I work at a small boutique in Old Town Temecula. It's called Wild Gypsy.
Got it. So how much do you have to make a month to quit that job?
My car payment.
So after you're consistently making your car payment, you're gonna quit.
Well, let's not put that on social.
But I mean, the goal is obviously to work full time for this just so I can push it as hard as I can. I mean, my end goal, like something that I feel really passionate about, is I want to open up like a cafe / mercantile. I feel like that is something that would make me like so happy to do, just building a sense of community in there. And then I know how hard it is. I mean, even just a month in, I know how hard it is to like go into all these shops and be like, hey, will you have our products in there? So to have like a mercantile where you can be the home to like a lot of different small businesses is something that I really love.
That's like the place. Have you guys been to the place right across the street from here called, I feel bad I had her on the podcast, but it's like a big like 5,000 square foot room, and she like shops out like 10 feet by 10 feet squares.
Yeah, no, we'll have to head over there.
We'll have to head over
It's right
there.
next to the food. It's right next to the food lab over there, and and yeah, so she like, I mean, this lady, like, this place was like should have been torn down. She like gutted it, redid the whole thing, and then now she sells like section by section, and you can rent out per month your spot, and then she even has people working there, so you don't even have to be there. Your product can be, like, someone can buy your product without you even being there, which is super nice, super trendy. But yeah, it's right across the street, right next to the food lab. You can walk over there.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
But they do a lot of events and things like that, and you know.
Yeah, there's a coffee shop by us, and I saw them do it, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is something that I would love so much. Like, I mean, we've moved a lot, and so because they'll have people there and just people playing music, and you see, like, the same couple customers there all the time, and I'm like, wow, I would love to have that, just to be the home of, like, people. Or, like, a lot of people look for cafes to go and work, because a lot of people work online now. So just to, I don't know, to be a place for people to come together and then shop other small businesses is something that I would love.
Yeah, that place is sweet. You'll really like it. It's super trendy. Because we have a lot of those around here in Riverside. Like, we have the place across the street that you can rent a box. But I think beneath us you can. Tinky Winkly, whatever. I don't know. But across the street for sure. It's like super trendy. Music is playing.
Yeah.
They do like yoga nights there.
I love it.
Yeah, they have like
so
a yoga room in
cool.
the back that they do yoga nights and things like that.
Yeah, just to have a space where it's like you can do whatever you want. You can host any event. You can, just like I was saying, being the home to a bunch of different small businesses. You build your own community with that, and they're all going to support you. You're supporting them. I don't know. I think it's really cool.
Awesome. So you have 3 younger sisters.
Yes.
And they all help you?
Yeah, so they've all been helping. The second oldest, she's like all about being the register, like
she loves
the
working
cash
the
register
numbers.
girl.
Yeah.
She's got her little iPad because we run it through Square for events, and she's just sitting there on the iPad, and she loves it. And then,
watching all of them, each one of them really shines, and I think that's something on the back of all of our apparel. We have Matthew 5:16, and it talks about let your light shine. And I think that that's huge, because I've been able to watch the girls just really, all of you, flourish so much. And even coming out without even telling them, there's the second one, tagging merchandise, putting the SKU on one side and pricing it, Yeah. It's just it's pretty awesome without even being asked.
Well, I think that's what, like, your job as parents, like I always say, like when people I always say, like, our job is to get our kids ready for being adults.
Right.
That's really what it is. And it's like, I feel like your kids will learn more from you what they see, not what you say. So it's like them seeing your parents, and all you guys have seen, and like, because I didn't grow up with my mom was actually really high in Tupperware, but my dad always had a stable job. But like, I remember her like going and working like shows at like 7:00 at night, and like, this is before computers, and like, so she'd have like her automatic typewriter typing stuff out, and her doing her bags, and you just saw like, okay, this is what it like. But then you saw the rewards that came with it.
Right.
And that's like, wow. Like, okay, that's why I love what we do. You put your hard work in. Yeah, it doesn't always come out instantly, but if you do enough amount of years, like, it's the system's almost the same. Like, you put a good product out, you work hard, like, it will work out.
Yeah. Especially, I've seen my parents. I mean, I was the firstborn, and they had me like pretty soon after they got married. So just to like see, like, I know we came from not a lot to build up to where they are now. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like instilled in me. Like, I know that I could do whatever I set my mind to, because that's what they did. Like, they just worked hard, and they ended up being like here where they are now, starting a business, like, for us, like giving us a helping hand, where it's like they didn't have that when I was younger.
Well, we always had parents that definitely, though, supported us as far as like, you can do it, dream big, don't stop,
and that's important.
Yeah.
So
I mean, not every parent has that, or not every kid has a parent that's supportive.
Right.
you know.
And Mike's always told them, like, you don't need to know what you want to do forever, but you need to know what you want to do next.
Yeah.
And so when she was like, I'll step up and do all of this because we can't have it take away from real estate, she just took
if you're looking to buy or sell in Marietta, please give them a call.
But really, she just took off. And at first, it was actually a very hard place to be as a mom because I'm used to being like, hold on here. Like, this is how the business needs to run. And no, like, it's actually been, I stepped back and she's really just ran with it.
Yeah.
She'll ask for help here and there, but
and you don't, it's like you learn as you go.
Yeah,
like, you know, and I
definitely.
think that's so funny. It's like we all like learn, like we're all just a mess. Like, it's like at the end of the day, we're all ducks on a pond. And below, above, we look like we're going great. Below, our feet are going a million miles a second. Like, it's just, it's almost like that's what you have to realize what the truth is. Like, it never ends. Like, I saw a reel today. It was like, when you're poor, you have money issues. When you're rich, you have tax problems. Which problem would you want to have? They both suck. They both suck. But which one would you rather have? You know, and it's the truth. It's like you can be working a boring 9 to 5 and not be happy, or you go work this job and. You know.
Right.
So on your social, are you very active on there, like as yourself, or is it just product?
It's mostly,
or are you trying to build yourself as a brand?
I feel like we're kind of just trying. I mean, most of our content, it was like the first couple of videos were all purely product, but now it's been a lot of our events that we've done. It's been a lot of footage from that, and I want to get it more personal, like where we're talking to the camera, like kind of talking to our followers. I mean, we don't have any content like that right now.
You have a lot of B-roll footage that you've pushed out of you and the girls and everybody kind of stepping
working
in.
together.
Yeah. So, I mean, our captions are all like, oh, we love like how everything's like a family affair, like just stuff like that. But I do want to kind of build, I don't know, like our image more of our family, like having it be more personable, not just, I don't know, audio behind.
So
footage.
your face, you want to be like if you go somewhere, someone knows who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty important. I've learned that through the job, or like at the boutique I'm working at. They're a really new business too. I mean, they've been working online for 6 years or 6 or 7 years, but she just opened a storefront a couple months ago. So I've been learning with her too, which is nice. I've been learning a lot from them to kind of take away for this business that we have.
What have you learned?
Just how important it is to have a following, really, and just to build her community. Like, she has a bunch of followers, but you look at her engagement and it's the same couple people that like she has a relationship with, and she does like live stream selling, and I don't think that's something, who knows, I don't know if we'd ever go into that.
Live stream selling?
Yeah, but she has people that come in and they're like, oh, Melissa, I've been watching you for so many years, and like it's so cool to see you finally have a storefront. So she's like obviously the face of her business, and everything she posts is her. And so I definitely want to have us be like that, where it's like, oh, we feel like we know you from your presence online, and like we want to support you guys because of that.
Yeah, I loved your idea. Why would you not do live sales?
Yeah.
Why would you not do that?
I don't know. I feel like right now it's just something, just because we're so busy with with pop-up events, it's like, when would we
And like
do
you
that
said, I
so
think
far?
once the following grew
Yeah.
further, then maybe it's a possibility.
Yeah. Just because right now, I mean, our biggest supporters, we love it because it's our family. But then at the same time, it's like, how much product can you buy
You
back
have one
to
of
back?
everything.
Yeah. So just to build, I don't know, other people that haven't shopped with us yet, to kind of get them to be more, I feel like, loyal customers.
More known
Yeah.
to you? Yeah. Do you guys do an email campaign at all, or no? Email list?
So at the bottom of our website, it's like, oh, put in your email, subscribe to our newsletter for 10% off, but we don't have anyone on there yet.
No?
But something she does do is there are QR codes.
Yeah.
So at the events, there's a QR code to opt in
To your
find out when
list.
she's gonna drop new product or deals on the website, and that's something people have
Yeah.
signed up for
Yeah,
and
so
subscribed
everything's
to.
been mostly through social media. I definitely want to get out into other forms of just like advertisement.
Just
like that.
Instagram, or do you do other platforms?
Right now, it's just Instagram.
No TikTok?
No, not TikTok right now.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the reason no TikTok yet?
I don't really know, honestly. I feel like just as someone in my age, I feel like I was such a big consumer of TikTok. I I don't even know how long, but a couple months ago I just deleted it because I was like,
TikTok?
I am on there way too much, and so I feel like I haven't gone back to there.
Wouldn't you want to do that for
Right, I know.
sales?
I need to get on top of that. Even like at the boutique I work at, she's like, I need to get on top of TikTok because it just certain people just blow up. Like it's one video and then it's crazy. Like I don't know, you just have
Right now,
thousands of
though,
followers.
the focus has really been the pop-ups. Get
Pop-ups.
belly to belly, just like we do with our clients.
Yeah,
right?
belly to
Like,
belly is
getting
super
belly to
important.
belly,
Yeah.
Like people are asking, and we're getting to know through that. Like people will tell you, like the shirts. We never like, hey, we thought about apparel,
Right.
but then people were asking about the apparel, and then it's like, oh, let's put that up, and then it started selling out. After the first event.
Who does your shirts? Local spotter.
Somebody
Local,
local.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Who designs them? You?
No, it was my dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did that.
Does he pick the style of shirts or?
We all go through them. I mean, every time we're talking about what we should get for like our business, we cast it to the TV and the family all sits
vote.
there and
Yeah.
we're like, yes or no, yes or no. So that's fun too. I really like that because that's something that the younger girls can get into and still have like their
Or
part
boys,
in the
yeah.
business. Yeah. Without them having to worry about like, I mean, they'll worry about it when they're a little bit older, but yeah, they can do like the fun parts of it right now.
Is there things from real estate? Obviously, you and Mike have ran a real estate company for a while that you're like starting to pass through this company.
as far as
Just
marketing
anything.
techniques,
No, just anything.
So I think the biggest thing is the pop-ups because we realize like that's how
That's
our
how you-
business
yeah.
was. A lot of for us in real estate was agent to agent referrals is how I got my go, and it was hosting masterminds all over San Diego County. And so I think that has been something that we're like the pop-ups are such a big deal because you can get in front of people, and if they fall in love with your family and the story, then they want to support you.
Yeah.
And then that spreads. If they're wearing the jewelry, then somebody's gonna say, oh my gosh, I love your necklace. Where did you get that? And so it's the same thing. It's referrals. It's a referral based business, right?
I think that's all it. I mean, like my buddy who owns this company, like I've known him since I was 8, and like he wasn't, he has place at the mall, both Victoria Gardens and Tyler Mall, big shop, and like, I mean, I remember him selling shirts out of his warehouse,
Yeah.
and then that turned into the small shop at Victoria Gardens, and then that turned into the mall, and then now it's like he's getting awards all the time and recognized and this and that, and it's like,
Yeah.
and it's been 10 years or so, and it's like, wow, like because he has such a following, it's like.
Right.
I think that's the other thing. Like when you said, what have we passed through to it is staying focused on those those core items that you're going to work on and then add the next one. So she's
Right.
like, I want to do this and I want to, I need to do that. No, like right now, like
It's
she's
super
doing
important
great
to
on the
stay
things
super
she's
local,
doing.
yeah.
She's staying hyper focused on those tasks. And then once they're mastered, then you
add more.
another task.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too many people try to go
So
spread.
new,
They go too many shiny objects.
I mean, we did that when we first started real estate.
I do it now.
Too many things, right? And so now it's just like, okay, focus on these things.
I do that now. What are you talking about?
Me
Before.
too.
I'm
Let's
like,
be real.
I'm over here like hopping on a million webinars. I'm like, do not need that. Do not need that. Like block. Like I
Every
should.
time I pass the phone to Mike, I'll get a telemarketer. Oh, I was wondering. I'm like, oh, this might sound good. You want to run these Google Docs?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my gosh, here. I'm like, he makes the decisions on these things. So I'm
I know.
And he's like,
That's
stop
something too.
passing
Like
me.
we've thought about doing more like Instagram ads and stuff, but
Yeah.
we just have it. Like I've always wondered, like, is it would I do it if I was selling like something like your product? Like I can turn and burn something for $9.
Right.
I just don't know if it works well like in our industry.
Right. She did start running an Instagram ad just kind of test the
Test
water.
it out.
Yeah, and
How'd it go?
we got like a lot of views on the reel that was promoted, but it was, I mean, even when I'm tapping through.
Did you just boost it or did you?
Yeah, we just boosted
Got
it.
it.
And so, I mean, we got probably like 20 followers from that, which was nice. Like anything
Well,
is
they were
great.
all hyper local followers.
Because you just boosted it to the area?
Yeah, so a lot of them were, but I feel like I was saying, just making our account more, I don't know, just showcase who we are more than just our product as well. I feel like will cause more of an incentive to
I think you'll
buy.
start noticing. I notice it's like when I post like a photo of like family,
Yeah.
it's just so much better than when I'm posting like a just listed, just sold or something like
Right,
that.
totally.
Or like, and it sucks sometimes because sometimes you'll like spend all this time on like a video and you're like, this is great, and it just like doesn't do well, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh okay, and
Like-
then you post something like random and it's like everyone's like liking it, you're like, Okay. Well, I have no idea what people want. Like,
Well, it's
obviously.
interesting, even with the pop-ups, like when we're like, oh, I don't know, how much can we sell at the church in an hour and a half? And it was our second biggest sale. Like,
It was 50 transactions in 2 hours.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, my bag, my bag, my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, my bag, my bag, my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
How do you figure out pricing? Is it margins? Or do they set pricing, or do you set pricing?
we set
We set the
pricing. We knew
pricing.
exactly how much, or we discussed how much are we going to mark everything up, and so it's marked up across the board. And
It's
then
exactly the same amount.
correct. And then
Yeah.
we knew there was a bracelet that wasn't selling, so she was able to. We did the math on it, and she was able to put it into a package and sell the stack, and now they're selling.
Oh, Yeah.
So
got
you're
it.
tweaking, like, okay, maybe you're getting a bracelet for free, but there's still profit, and it's moving that. It's now moving that item.
Do you do any studying on sales and marketing?
Yes, you just went to that group.
I mean, yeah, I like try to, if there's an event that I know is going on, I kind of try to go in and listen. I just like what they were saying, like surround yourself with people who know more than you, because that's how you're going to learn and you'll have a lot to take away from it. And I took away a lot from what they were saying. And then just my parents too. I mean, my dad is someone who always wants to be doing something new, and you're always like a number one supporter through all of it. And I know that sometimes new ventures are scary, but she likes to go head on with it too. And I don't know, I've just learned a lot from them. And then I try to reach out to people who are also like in small businesses, just to see what they're doing or see if they have any advice for me, because they've been in the game for like 5 years or something. And so just to talk to them is
That's good.
good. Yeah.
Do you follow anyone on social that you like, that you don't obviously are like famous, that you don't know, but you take their stuff?
Not right now.
No?
I feel like
She's actually not a huge social media person.
I'm not. I
She's
feel like
like,
I'm
Well, she
not
deleted
really-
TikTok.
I did.
She deleted TikTok. Enough said.
I was like, man, spending 3 hours on here is not okay. Like per day, that's not even like a week thing. So I was like, I just need to get.
Was
rid
it?
of
But was it just like rando stuff, or what was it like? Because the algorithm, I used to not be a TikTok guy.
Yeah.
But I have created the algorithm to give me exactly what I want and
Right.
need. Where the algorithm now is like, great.
Yeah.
Like I go there for like motivation. Like that's like all my like I have like cooked it where like I like and I dislike things, so it only sends
Right.
me what I want, which is great. But like, so for you, were you just noticing like, what am I even watching? Is it like
Well, no,
cat videos?
No, I was getting stuff that like I was interested in, because that algorithm really works
It's
hard.
really good.
But I saw a video one day and it was like, what was it saying? It was just, why are you like waking up in the morning to scroll when you could be going out and doing the things that these people are
scrolling
talking
on,
about?
yeah.
And I was like, man, that's a really good point. And then, I mean, my boyfriend always says like, if someone's like scrolling on their phone, he's like, oh, they're falling down the rabbit hole. They're not going to come out of that for like another 30 minutes at least. Like you're just sitting there scrolling and time flies so fast. And it's like, I could have been working on this, and this, and I'm sitting there scrolling on my phone and just consuming other people's like words of wisdom, or consuming what other people are doing with their lives. And it's like, why am I not out there? Like I could be the one creating this content, and I'm just sitting there consuming it.
Yeah.
And then I took a critical thinking class too, and they were just talking about how much, even like from the time of like when the toaster was created to like now, how much even technology like that has, I don't know, changed people. They were talking about a study that they did on children, just saying that they lack way more empathy than like now than they did back then. Just stuff like that. And I was like, man, maybe I should step back from social media and like work on stuff that matters to me and work on stuff that I know will help like me grow, help my family grow versus just sitting there and scrolling on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not taking, like, I take weekly, like, accounts of, like, how long I spend on platforms. Like, YouTube, I'm the worst. Like, I watch so much YouTube. It's unbelievable. Like, YouTube for me is, like, that's all my phone is YouTube. But, like, I always hate when people are like, oh, I don't want to be on, like, Instagram that long. I'm like, I think I'm only on Instagram for, like, 35 hours a week. That's it. Like, I go on.
35 hours?
No, sorry, 35 minutes.
I figured, but I was like,
35 minutes. No, 35 minutes. That's all I'm on.
Yeah.
So, like, I always tell people, I'm like, you go versus mine, I bet you I'm on it way less than you.
Right.
Because it's like the thing, like, I actually just ordered it, a clock for my desk.
Really?
To, like, set timers to, it's like, hey, for the next 30 minutes, I'm only going to work on this. And,
Right.
like, click it, and, like, that's it. And then until that goes off, I can't work on anything else.
Yeah.
So it's like finding those little hacks that kind of
Right.
help you out.
Yeah, there definitely has to be a balance. I feel like especially for people my age, it's so easy to fall just because it's like we'll have a job, but it's like part-time. It's not like something where you're like...
Well, I think
going
it's funny
to-
nowadays. It's like so common for anywhere you go, a kid has an AirPod in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes.
you're at work, dude. Like, what are you doing? And it's like they always have one in. I'm like, you literally need like music that much,
Right.
or whatever you're
It's like
listening
this
to.
overstimulation. I think they say everybody.
I think it's
has one
almost
of
like they're just numb to it now. It's
17-second, like attention span.
Right. It's something crazy like that. Or, I mean, I'm still bad. Like, I'll be getting ready for the day and I play Netflix in the background because I
Why?
like listening to like something. But see, like that's still not the best.
Give me a little. I'll tell you what. I'm getting older. I wake up. First thing I do is play the daily Sudoku in bed. Right.
Wow.
I get a cup
Work
of.
on their brain.
Dude, I get a cup. I have a coffee maker in my bedroom, so I don't even go downstairs. So me and Jessica were like, we made that commitment. We're like, coffee in bed. Yep, put it right next to.
Oh, that's
before
hilarious.
her, I had a mini coffee maker when I lived alone. Was right next to my bed. I would like click it, you know. So I was like, babe, coffee in the bedroom. Sorry, it's a
That's
must.
hilarious.
Because it's 2 stories. I don't want to walk all the way downstairs and then wait for the coffee. I like coffee in bed. Boom, done. But we don't have a TV in bed, so
Oh.
no TV in the bedroom. But anyway, Sudoku in the morning. That's the first thing I do.
Yeah.
Get the game, get it going.
I feel like I'm still, I mean, I spent so much time on social media. I'm like, I need something in the background. I need something for me to listen to. But I'm like, I just need to. But then at the same time, it's what I do. Everything I like, marketing is through social media.
You have to have it. Like anyone that goes like, oh, I don't want to
trends.
be on it. It's like, it's not, it's
Yeah.
a tool that you have to use. It's so powerful, you know, like, and I've learned like, do I want to like go, like, I don't like going face to face with a lot of people. You would think that's not true because I do this, but it's like, for me, like, I'd rather like build a platform or a video to let that person consume it when they're ready, and then they can reach out to me.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like doing outbounding calls, because I'm just
yeah.
too not nervous, but I'm like, I'd rather them contact me.
Right.
It's a little bit easier.
I feel like that's something that this business has helped me with too, because
You didn't like talking to people before?
Well, I was someone who my mom would be like, call them, and I was like, oh, I'll send them a text. Like I don't need.
See, I'm
to
not a
call
That's
them.
the form of communication.
But I'm not a
with kids now.
texter.
I'm like, wait,
I'm not
they
a
don't
texter.
talk, they text.
I don't text.
Or
I hate
Instagram,
texting.
Whatever.
But now I'm like, I mean, my dad was like, you need to go business to business, talk
B2B.
to him, and then I was like, okay. Like I feel like before then I wouldn't have been the type of person.
There's
to,
been even events that they're like,
go.
oh, I'm sorry. Like, there's too many jewelry people already. And she'll push her way in there, and they're like, okay, well, we've got a booth for you.
and I feel like last year I would not have done that at all. I would have been like, oh man,
Like,
we didn't get in.
I just don't think people understand, like, we're so natural to say no.
Right.
Like, even me, like, Jessica will be like, do you just say no just to say no? Sometimes I'm like, yes. Like, it's just, like, you know, like, you're in the mall. Like, I love this story. But, like, you're in the mall and you know what you're looking for. And then someone comes up like, do you need help? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I would be like, even I do it naturally. And then I stop myself. I'm like, no, actually, I'm looking for this. Can you just
Yeah.
show me where it's at? Like, it's just so, like, norm for us to say no to people.
Right.
So it's like, you have to fight past that. Like, I work with my agents on that. They're like, well, they said this. I'm like, well, what was your follow-up question? It was like, have a great day. I'm like, that's not that's not a great follow-up question. You got to ask the next question.
Yeah, I feel like so this is it's definitely pushed me to, I don't know, just get out there. I mean, my dad's always like, the worst someone can tell you is no. Like, what, they shut you down and then you go to the next person and ask. Like, they're all people. They're just like you, so it's, why not just push? I mean, when I was kind of like nervous about going to business, like I still told him like, yeah, I'll do it, and I knew I would do it, but he was like, if anything, they're going to respect your hustle and they're not going to be like rude about it.
No, they won't be rude.
Yeah,
That's
this
actually
person
who you
is
got, right? Is
Yeah.
the lady who said you were me. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
she's like, I was you. She's like, this storefront that we have in Carlsbad is actually 3 small businesses, and we came together to create a storefront because we were going through what you were going through.
So it's 3 different people that just teamed up?
Yeah, and
Smart.
so they teamed up because they were like, we were having trouble like trying to get into other storefronts. Why not connect as small businesses and
I'll tell you what,
go
that
for
is
it?
Too many people will go bankrupt before they'll team up with people because of ego for some dumb reason.
Yeah.
And especially in our
I
space,
was
like
just thinking that.
like our space is like so many people will go bankrupt and because they have such an ego
Yeah.
that they don't want to team up with anyone. It's like, dude, like it's
But
all
our biggest things have happened from being easy to work with.
Exactly.
Like, right? Like, you never know what's going to come of that.
awesome. So if we're talking in a year, you're back on the podcast. if you would even come back on, because you might be blowing up by then. What would be like a perfect year in the next year?
In the next year, I would love to really do this full time and like have it. I mean, it's already been kind of my baby, but I would love to do it really full time and just put everything I have into it just because I love it so much. And it's definitely different when it's a labor of love versus just labor.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, I really would love just to be someone that people come to for like not really advice but to be like an open door to other small businesses where they're like, hey, do you know of an event going on, or like would you be like able to like help me kind of just like grow in the way that we were able to grow, because I feel like even giving someone advice, you learn a lot from that, or like helping someone.
I think
learn a
coaching,
lot.
I love when people call me for advice because I'll be talking and all of a sudden I'll think of an idea. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
I like write that down. I don't tell them my idea, obviously, and I write it down. I'm like, I'm going to do that later.
Yeah, so I feel like in a year I definitely just hope to be doing this full time and to be pretty deep in the community of small businesses, because everyone knows everyone in there, and just especially in Temecula, like you mention an event and they're like, oh, I know like half of the vendors that are there, like we all applied for this together. And so yeah, just to get into other communities too, like kind of get into the beach cities. And then
do you feel like that's a lot of like people that like your product leans more towards the beach?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially because it's a lot of pearls.
So you're not going to the desert?
I mean, we have some stuff that people like there's a lot of people who dress more like the boho western in Temecula, and they like a lot of our stuff too, which is nice. We have like a pretty broad spectrum, I feel like.
Turquoise too. Some
yeah,
fresh
we have turquoise, but there's like the freshwater pearls incorporated into everything, which is, I don't know, it's cool to like see like a type of fusion with that of different styles and stuff. But I think we would do really well in the beach cities, and there's a building that we see all the time in Carlsbad.
Our dream.
That is our dream building. Is
it vacant?
Yeah, it's vacant. It's for sale right now.
Who wants to invest in
for sale? How much is it? Is it like more than one spot? How much is it?
It's like perfect for the mercantile.
It's perfect. It's just like a big building, or it's like probably the size of like a 1-bedroom house, and it's just on the corner in Carlsbad, and every time we pass it, we're like,
but that's the thing, right? That's what keeps you going, is you have a vision and you work towards that vision, and it might change.
Right.
That vision can totally change from this year to next.
It's always some of the craziest things, if you believe in manifesting. It's like, I remember my first ever project I got. I remember driving by, I'd be like, I wonder who's selling that project. I wonder who's selling that project. I remember like knocking on the door, no one was there. And then like 3 months later, the guy who was selling the project, like the builder was like, hey, we need someone to sell the rest of it. Can you do that? And I'm like, holy crap, yeah. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, just like one person led to another person, led to another person. It's just like crazy how things can change so quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super proud of you. I hope you know that.
Thanks.
And I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just, because we've all been there, I know how hard it is. Like, people see this all now, but it's like, I used to, you're like, oh, the iPhone doesn't do, like, when I started, it was like I had like iPhone 8 or something. Like, it was all dark and grainy, and like that stuff was so terrible to put out. I like go back and watch my videos. I'm like, God, I'm so cringy. Like, I would never have bought a house for me, But sometimes I like those times, because now I feel like we gotta like keep up so much. Like, we gotta have all of this to do nothing really. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm gonna give you some advice. You might not ask for it. I'm gonna give you. Make sure when you're to build your jewelry brand, but then also have another page for you telling your story of coming up as a business owner.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
And why I say that is because your brand as a person will then allow you to go do whatever you want.
Right.
And the thing we were talking about earlier about balancing that, like, are you doing well? Are you not? Or like, if you have a page where it's like, this is me just giving advice to women my age that are starting their own business, like, then those people will fall in love with you.
Right.
And then they like your product.
I love
Right.
Because they'll support you. And then if one day you go, I want to sell X, your brand, people are like, well, I've trusted her with this and I like her. I'm going to go to that and do the same thing.
Right.
I learned that from the Kardashians. I watch Kardashians every week. Swear to God. That and I don't even know what they're called, like Latin, like whatever. Jessica just tells me what they're saying the whole time. I have no idea. I'm super upset. She's like staying in San Diego for work. I'm gonna miss an episode tonight, but that's something that they did. Like like Kim Kardashian could step into, like, now people don't know this about Kim Kardashian is like she goes in, like, companies like come to her and they're like, hey, we want you to be like our spokesperson. And instead of her just being like, oh, I'm a model, be like, okay, well, I want ownership in that company,
Right?
Because she knows like my name on something is gonna make it explode,
Right.
And so your brand as a person can go to anywhere, but then also build the brand as the jewelry too, because then if for some point you ever get so big, well, when you get so big, that then the face of the jewelry company is not just you.
Right.
And then you can step to other things.
And Mike and I were talking about that all the time. I'm like, I used to think, oh, she'd work a 9 to 5 somewhere.
Yeah.
She's really good at, and now we've just seen her explode as far as like.
And not everyone has that.
Person that I'm like,
Yeah.
she's going to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's just a matter. This will take her to that next level.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. But I can feel it within her.
I'm telling you, do that second thing of like you just telling your story.
Right.
I will say that is the number one reason why I've been able to do deals. Like me and my brother at 3 a.m. ripping out the carpet here and like just showing people like all the hard work and like, you know, so I've had fans for like 8 years, you know. I'm telling you, you do that especially like on TikTok, dude, you'll explode.
Yeah.
Because you're in a space that there's not a lot of people. You don't have a lot of competition at your age. You're 18, 19, 20,
Right.
starting your own business. You like put stuff out for you. I'd start a podcast if I was you. But swear to God. I swear to God. I would start a freaking podcast in a second. That is, I would say, I would start like a podcast instantly if I was you. Swear to God. You and like another person or whatever. Oh,
Right.
if I was you, I would do the family podcast.
They used to have one. What was it? My Sisters and Me.
Oh, that they started a YouTube channel. Nothing was ever posted to
No?
YouTube, but
So cute.
Oh,
it was like, I think Malia at the time, she's the youngest. She was probably like 3 or 4.
if you had one with your sisters on and you guys were just like, dude, I think that would.
It's hilarious though. Some of her B-roll footage, she's like, music has to go over it. You'll
Oh
hear
my
them in the
gosh.
background. Everyone's trying to take control. No, this needs to go here. No,
I
that needs to
posted
the
a
kids.
behind the scenes of us setting up for an event, and I was like, oh, fun, like I'll have us talking to each other. And the first clip is, I had to cut it short because my sister was like, Dad said we need to do this, and then she's rolling her eyes at everyone. I was like, oh, that's now a 2-second clip, and it was like a 10-second
That's
clip.
just what it is, right? We got to learn to
Dude,
work
if
through it. And
I mean, Adrian's been with me for a while when my brother used to work here, and like, if we could have if I was a multimillionaire, I did not care about selling houses, we would have showed people behind the scenes, and we would have crushed on YouTube because like the arguments we would get into were unbelievable.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I'll say there's a few pins that got thrown against the wall and shattered, right? But it's hard because you're like, that's not what I want the brand to be.
Right.
So I can't put that out there because I don't want people thinking bad about us, but that's just real life. Like, we're brothers. He's trying to be him person. I'm trying to be mine. Like, we're gonna clash. Like,
everybody's figuring out their place within it.
100%. Like, what do you
just part of it.
like, you know, and it's tough because it's like, I'm the boss. Like, I used to say that to my brother, like, this is my office. It's not yours. Like this is where you fall in. I will take, you know, and it's like these little things that like,
Yeah.
you'll get there. Your sister, your middle, the one who would be like, but we were doing this. Like, hello, this is mine, you know? But yeah, I'm telling you that brand and stuff like that is what will separate you from every other jewelry company.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
I really like the idea of that, like just starting our own page, like, or just have it, yeah.
Just be
our story.
like, just document everything you're going through. Like, that's the one thing I wish we could do more of, but we can't because of, I love to talk about deals, but sometimes we can't. Or I'd love to talk about projects we have, like, we're negotiating over, but it's like if I put that out and then we lose the deal, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some clients don't want it. Some of our investors don't want us telling people what they're doing. So it's like a lot of these little things. I'm like, man, if I could just not, like, if I just could throw caution to the wind and people could see the real behinds of how things work, like, 'cause that's what reality TV is.
Yeah, I feel like telling your story like holds you to it.
It keeps you accountable.
Yeah, it keeps you like on top of everything, because it's like, well, I'm showing people the hard side of it. I'm not going to show them the day where I'm doing nothing. Like, no one wants to sit there and watch me do nothing all day. Like,
yeah, I've actually thought about putting like a daily review at the end of the day. Be like, this is what we went through today. This is what happened. This is what we're dealing with, and like just like shooting like a real story at the end of the day, because like even sometimes I struggle with making content, and I've posted 3,600 times on Instagram. Yeah, and sometimes I'm like, what am I gonna post? I've made that video before. I've made that video before. You know, it's tough. It's hard.
Yeah, definitely.
So, well, I say keep going. If there's ever an event we're doing, we'd love to have you.
Awesome.
If you go over there and you like that place, please let me know. I know the owner.
Okay, cool.
Anna Brown is her name. But yeah, it's just keep pushing. Proud of you.
Will do. Thanks.
I know how hard it is. So, and that's why I like having this podcast, because it's like mutual respect. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, make sure you go follow them. How do people find you on Instagram?
Alohi Nei on Instagram.
All right, make sure. Also, remember, if you're buying and selling in Marietta, please give
Hearthstone House.
There you go. Give her a call. They're always in business and looking to help. If you're looking for referral agents, give them a call. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching the #1 podcast in Riverside. Until next time, peace.